Hey you all, my name is Katherine. I'm an AmeriCorps member serving with the Environmental Education Leadership Corps at Legacy Grove Park in Winchester, Kentucky. And today we are going to be doing some eco-printing. Eco-printing is super fun. It's a really fun way to explore dyeing fabrics and doing it in a way that's using materials that you might find around your neighborhood or even in your trash can anyway. So I hope that you join us today for this video. Alright you all, welcome to my kitchen. Cleaned it up just for you all. So the first step to dyeing fabrics naturally is we need to, well, first off, get our fabric. So the fabric that I have here is just an old bed sheet that I cut up. This makes the getting fabric a little bit more affordable. It also is a little bit more sustainable. You know, instead of buying new fabric, we can use old fabrics that we aren't going to use anyways, just to extend its lifespan. And so I have these fabrics, and what we're going to be doing is we are going to be putting them into a pot, and we are going to be soaking these in what is called either a mordant or a fixative. And so sometimes natural dyes can have a hard time sticking to a fabric, and so having this fixative is going to help the color stay in that fabric. And so what you'll need is a pot. It's not necessary, but I do have a separate pot for dyeing fabrics compared to cooking. All these materials we're using today are natural, but I also understand if you don't want to have that crossover between what you're dyeing and what you are eating. So you have your pot, your fabrics, and we're going to be doing a vinegar fixative today. So all it is white vinegar and water, and the ratio is 1 cup of vinegar to 4 cups of water. And we are going to be heating this on a low setting just for a little bit of time, probably about an hour or so, so that that fixative can really get into the fabric. So now that we have simmered the fabric in our vinegar water fixative for an hour, we can take it out carefully. It will be hot and steamy, so please be careful. And we are going to just wash it out a little bit and cool it down and wring it out. Alright, so the next step for our eco-printing today is we have a selection of, I collected both food scraps, so food that was going to be thrown away anyways, such as like various vegetables or fruit, and plant materials, so things like leaves. These are some ginkgo leaves, some flower petals that I found already on the ground, some walnuts that I found on the ground. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking all of this material and we're going to be laying it on top of our treated fabric. And then from there, we are going to roll it up and then tie the bundle that we have. Alright, so now that we have rolled up our fabric with all of our fun stuff inside, we are going to take some yarn and some scissors, and we're going to be wrapping our little bundle with string so that it can stay in place and doesn't fall out. So now that we have your bundle ready to go, we are going to be steaming these. And so I took my pot, filled it up with a little bit of water, and mine just kind of fits perfectly into the pot, so it's not actually in the water, so it's kind of suspended. You could use, if you have a smaller bundle, you could use a strainer or colander and put that in, so it's just steaming in there. And so we're going to let that steam for about an hour and a half. And so that's going to help those colors bleed into the fabric and set those colors a little bit. And after an hour and a half, we'll come back. All right, so after you pull out your little bundle, after steaming it for about an hour and a half, you're going to let it cool, be really careful. It can be really hot to the touch. And after that, you're going to cut the string, unravel it, let all your little bits and pieces of food scraps and leaves and whatnot fall out into the trash can, and then you will get your eco print. So you can see on mine, some of the things I included were leaves, turmeric, a blackberry, some coffee grounds, and we can see here that the things that picked up the most were definitely the blackberry and the turmeric. That's the purple and the yellow. So I'm super excited to find out how yours turned out. And I just did a really quick iron over mine once it dried, and that heat is going to help set in those colors into the fabric a little bit. Thank you all so much for joining me today as we learned about eco printing and how to do it. I hope that you get to test this process out yourself, and please stay tuned for other environmental education videos that we have coming to you soon.